We have our question. It says solve the expression, open bracket, root of 21 minus 2, close bracket, open bracket, square root of 25 plus 2 root of 84. Okay, so looking at this equation, I can say this is a difference of two squares. What do I mean difference of two squares? The expression should be something like a minus b squared. This should give you a minus b in bracket, a plus b in brackets. Okay, so looking at our equation, these are small letters, these are big letters. So I have to make these big letters to look exactly like the small ones. So here I'll say my elemental A is 21 and my B is 2. So how do I make this to look exactly like this? So I say if I have A plus B, now in order for this to look alike, I have a square root. So something should cancel with the square root, so which is a 2, a power 2. So when you, according to the binomial expansion, what you have is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, so if we are to put our a as this and our b as that, we expand it. This will be root of 21 plus 2. When we expand this one will give us root of 21 squared plus 2 root of 21 multiply 2 plus 2 squared. Root of 21 to the power 2, this will just give you 21, plus 2 squared will give you 4, plus this times this will just give us 4 root of 21. Okay, so this side we have a 25, exactly like what we have here. Then here you say plus. If you were to remove a 2, it goes into the bracket, so what you have will be something like 2 root of 4 multiply 21. This one will give you 2 root of 84. So now this equation looks exactly like what we have here. So meaning on this, in this expression, you can exchange it with this. Comes square root of 21 minus 2. This we write it. Also, according to our findings, this will be square root, open bracket, we have square root of 21 plus 2 squared. This and this cancels out, so what you have is square root of 21 minus 2 multiply square root of 21 plus 2 in bracket. So this is the difference of two squares. You have something as 21 squared minus 2 squared. This out, so you have 21 minus 4. 21 minus 4, this will give you 17. That's the answer. So today we have a question. Solve the expression third root of 20 plus 14 root 2 plus third root of 20 minus 14 root 2. Okay, so to solve this equation, or this expression, sorry, we assume that what's in the bracket was something like a plus, since we have a root there, we can imagine we have root of b, this to the third power. This is the same as what was inside here. So if you expand this, according to Pascal's triangle, we know that what you have here will be a, then plus 3a squared root of b, then you have plus 3ab, since this time around the square root will be squared, so it will be b, plus b cubed. I mean square root of b cubed. Okay, so in this case you can tell that the only numbers that didn't have square root was this one and this one. So a cubed plus 3ab, this will give you a number without a square root, whereas 3a squared root of b plus root b cubed, this will give you a number with a square root. So here the number that has a square root is 14 root of 2. Then the other one without the square root was 20. Okay, so we simplify this equation even further. What do we have? We have, when you say 3, we start with this one, number 1. Okay, 3a squared root b plus this one, when you put it, it will be b root of b is equals to 14 root of 2. When you factor out root b, you have 3a squared plus b is equals to 14 root of 2. So here you can tell these, they don't have a root, so these guys, they are equal to 14. Whereas the root of b is the same as root of 2. So root of b, root of 2, so meaning our b was equal to 2. So if our b was 2, what was our a? Go back here. So we say a squared plus b is equals to 14. Since these, they don't have a root, so here b is 2, say 2, 14, 3a squared. When 2 goes the other side, it becomes minus. So you have 3a squared is equals to 14 minus 2. This will give you 3a squared is equals to 12. When you divide by 3, you have a squared is equals to 4. Meaning your a is equal to 2 plus or minus. In this case, we shall take plus, or even if you want, you can take minus, it will still be the same thing. So here we say a is equals to 2 and b also is equals to 2. If you do the same procedure for this side, except that in this time, here you have a minus on top, and here you have a minus. The answer that will still give you will be a, it's either 2 or minus 2, or b is equals to plus or minus 2. So after we have found out what the a and b are, so we can rewrite the whole expression. After we did what we did, we found out that our b, our root of b, this was the same as root of 2, and our a was either negative or positive. But looking at our value here, since it is positive, so we just take the positive one. So our a was positive 2. So you rewrite this part as this. So it's a third root of, now since all of this can be rewritten as this, you have 2 plus square root of 2 cubed plus third root 2 minus square root of 2 cubed. Okay, so from here this and this will cancel out, this and this will cancel out, so what you remain with is 2 plus root of 2 plus 2 minus root of 2. Okay, so this and this also will cancel out. what you remain with is 2 plus 2. So your answer was 4. So we now rewrite the equation depending on the former answers we have. So what we have is root of 3 minus root of 17, close bracket, open bracket, you multiply this big root outside. Here you say root of 3 plus root of 17 squared, close the bracket. This square root cancels out, this square cancels out with the square root. So what you have is root of 3 minus 17, this multiply root of 3 plus root of 17. This is exactly the difference of two squares. So meaning this was the same as root of 3 squared minus root of 17 squared. So this is 3 minus 17, which will just give you negative 14. And that was our answer. Okay, we have another question which says solve the expression third root of 20 plus 14 square root of 2 plus third root of 20 minus 14 square root of 2. So looking 20, 14 root of 2, 20, 14 root of 2, the only difference are these two signs. I can predict to say this is the difference of two squares. What do I mean difference of two squares? I mean the equation should be something like a squared minus b squared. This is equals to a minus b in bracket and a plus b in bracket. So since we have the third root, in order for us to change this, we have to get rid of the third root. So the only way we can do that is if this inside the root should give us an equation which is like a plus root of b to the power 3, so that this 3 should cancel out with the root. So according to Pascal's triangle, if we are to expand this, this will give you a cubed plus 3a squared root of b plus 3ab plus root of b cubed. Okay, so here the only numbers again that we have that don't have a root are a cubed plus this one here, they don't have a root, 3ab. So these two will be equal to 20. Wow, 3a squared root of b plus root of b cubed, this should give us 14 root of 2. So here we first expand this one. So this one will give us something like root of b, open bracket, 3a squared plus b is equal to 14 root of 2. So from here we can say root of b shall give us root of 2. Since these two, whenever they come together, they will give us this number here. So 3a squared plus b, these that don't have a root, should be equal to 14, which is outside the root. So if root of b is equals to root of 2, then we can say our b is equals to 2. So if here we replace 3a squared plus 2, on b we put 2, equals to 14. 3a squared will be equal to 14 minus 2. 3a squared will be equal to, when you subtract, you have 12. Then you divide with the 3. You also do the same on the other side. You remain with a squared is equals to 4. Then your a is equals to plus or minus 2. But since we have a positive that side, we shall just take 2. When you do the same also for this one, here you just change, you put a negative sign on top. Okay, you end up with an equation that would have minuses here. But when you do everything, you still end up finding B2 and A2. So earlier on, we found out that our A was equal to 2 and our B was equal to 2. So we'll write this equation as 2 plus square root of 2. This you put a cubed, or else you also put cubic root. Plus, again, also the other side, 3 cubic root of 2 minus root of 2 cubed. This and this will cancel, this and this will cancel. You remain with an expression of 2 plus root of 2 plus 2 minus root of 2. This and this will cancel. You end up with 4, 2 plus 2. That's all. Okay, we have another question. It says solve the expression square root of 7.52 cubed plus 27 times 7.52 times 1.48 plus 1.48 cubed. So looking at the 2 cubed, I can say this was the equation inside here was something like a plus b to the power 3. Which, according to Pascal's triangle, if you were to expand it, it will give you a3 plus a2b plus 3ab squared plus b cubed. Okay, when you factorize this one, you have a cubed plus 3ab. Here, since you had a squared, so you remain with a plus, here you had b squared b. Then plus b cubed. So when you add 7, 5, 2 and 1, 4, 8, when you add this one, 0, 0, 9. So if you were to say this was your A and this was your B, what you have will be 7.52 cubed plus 3 multiply 7.52 times 1.48. Then here in the bracket, when you add, you have 9 plus 1.48 cubed. 9 times 3, it will give you 27. So what you have is 7.52 cubed plus 27 times 7.52 times 1.48 plus 1.48 cubed. So since we have proven that this equation is the same as writing it like this, so in here we can replace this to make them look like this. So what we have is square root of 7.52 plus 1.48 cubed. Now what you have is a square root and here you have a cube. You cannot cancel out. So you go straight away. When you add these two, as we did here, we know that our answer will be 9. So you have square root of 9 cubed. Now we know that 9 is 3 to the power 2. So this equation was the same as square root of 3 to the power 2 cubed. So this and the 2 can cancel out. So it remains with 3 to the power 3, which will end up giving you 27. That was our answer.